Housing Development Corporation, and I believe that as anyone who is an executive director of a nonprofit affordable housing development company, like your sole job is to protect the safety of your tenants and your employees. And ICE is directly threatening that safety. So, that day that they showed up, like I was horrified and scared. I mean, this is 2 weeks after the inauguration in San Francisco, in the heart of the mission at Good Samaritan Family Resource Center and housing. The only reason that they didn't get in that day is because my on-site front desk manager was 2 hours late and she was trying to show up without anyone realizing it. So literally no one was there to push the button that opens the gate, right? And like, this is where I start, like we're literal gatekeepers, right? And so instead of going into the building, there's a preschool next door that looks like you can backdoor the building if you go through the preschool. They took guns into a preschool unannounced with no warrant, okay? Like, I wanna reiterate that happened, and it's happening all over. And so, it was never if I would, push Mission Housing and I would personally do this, it was how. And I want to stress to all the developers, if you are not doing at least what we're doing, like you are not doing what you should enough. We all need to do more. I know it's scary, and I know it's easier to talk about it and say that you're outraged, but we are all, if you look at just NPH's developer members, right? We are all billions of dollars worth of real estate around Northern California. We are all sophisticated developers with sophisticated property management companies and sophisticated networks. This is exactly what should be fighting back against ICE. And, so for me, like I said, I was worried. I'm not worried for myself, right? Like, I'm a white middle-class male. Like, that's the reality. And our industry is unfortunately dominated by that demographic a lot. And so we should be the most positioned to fight back against ICE. And I'm just really proud that Mission Housing and our board, like, they never once balked at it. Now I will say, one of the first things I did after I was sure that my board wasn't gonna like flip out and yank me back was I called the Mayor's Office of Housing, San Francisco. I called HCD, which I called the asset management and other departments at these departments. So the Mayor's Office of Housing in San Francisco, the state office, which is the HCD, Housing California in Development, and then I called the San Francisco Regional Representative of HUD. And I told them what happened, and I said, look, I'm gonna do this. If my subsidies are in jeopardy, like, I'm still going to do it. I just want you to know that, like, we'll lawyer up, and I don't think that you'll win. And I went in real aggressive, and I want to back up and say, like, at no point was I ever like, am I allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do this? It was always like, this happened to my tenants, I'm going to do this on behalf of Mission Housing. And that was way better received than I had imagined it would be. Every time I called someone, I was like gearing up for a fight and an argument, and every time I was like, thank you. Yes, no, don't worry. And it goes along with what Maricela was saying, that there's been some case studies now, there's been some court cases that say, like, the federal government can't really threaten funding because of an act, because we don't cooperate with ICE. Because, like has been said, no one's stopping ICE from doing what they want to do, right? The sign up in front of our building doesn't say they can't come in. It says, you need to follow the law, ICE agent. Come to our office. I will look at the warrant with our lawyer. If it's valid, like, I'll walk you down there myself. I won't be happy about it, but we're not trying to impede the law. But as has been said a bunch of times, ICE thrives on ignorance and fear, and like, I am not afraid of them. And I hope that every other developer, especially in San Francisco, because the more ICE believes that San Francisco and the Bay Area is like lockstep and working together against them, the less that they'll want to target us. And that would also mean that maybe our resources can be freed up to help Central Valley more and to help northern areas more. That's not to say that once we protect ourselves from ICE, if that would ever happen, then we'll stop. But, it has to start in your backyard first. And, as